Hello guys, so today we will learn how to measure the ionic conductivity of a battery separator. So in order to measure the ionic conductivity of separator, we can use the EIS method, which gives us some Nikos plots. And if we look at the Nikos plots of battery, it may consist of semicircle or straight lines. And the semicircle represent the charge transfer resistance, whereas straight lines represent the diffusion resistance. And the point at which this semicircle starts, and there is always a gap between 0 and starting point of semicircles. And this resistance is known as electrolyte resistance, which will also include the separator resistance if there is separator. So if we look at the sketch diagram of battery, you can see when the lithium ion diffuses inside the electrode material, then it gives us some resistance which is known as diffusion resistance. And diffusion resistance is related to some straight line, which is also known as here diffusion resistance. If we talk about charge transfer resistance, then lithium is transferred from the electrolyte to the electrode, and it's shown by the blue color. So this is known as charge transfer resistance, and charge transfer resistance is appeared in the form of semicircle. And when the lithium ion passes through the electrolyte, or if there is separator, they are passing through the separator, there is also small resistance, and this resistance is known as electrolyte resistance. And if there is separator, then it may also known as separator resistance. Apart from these resistance, there are wire resistance which we can neglect because of their low values. So how we can calculate? There is a very simple formula which can be used, like ionic conductivity of separator is equal to L, which is thickness of separator, or is the resistance from EIS, and it will be the resistance where the semicircle or straight line starts. And in this case, when we are using the separator, there will be no semicircle. And AA is the area of electrode or separator. So let's see how we can measure. So we can use the coin cells. The format is we place the stainless steel spacer on both sides of separator, and then soak with the electrolyte. Then do the EIS. And EIS looks like this. This is the ohmic resistance, and this is the imaginary resistance. And you can see the resistance start from like value greater than 1 ohm, or sometimes it's greater than 2. And there is no semicircle, because this is straight line which corresponds to the diffusion resistance, because the electrolyte or lithium ion are diffusing inside the separator. So let's look at some practical data. So here is practical graph, Nikos plots of the separator. And if we zoom this, let's zoom this one. I will zoom this maybe 200 to show you the electrolyte or separator resistance. Here you can see it start from not from 0. Let's zoom them further. Yeah, you can see they are starting from around 10. So let me. So these are starting from around 10. So this is called separator resistance plus electrolyte resistance. How we calculate then? So this data is taken from here. You can see this is the real resistance. This is imaginary resistance. So the first spot here, this is called, we will call it separator resistance if we ignore the electrolyte resistance. So then we can use these values. This value, if for another sample, the starting point, from where the semicircle starts. Then what else we need is thickness of separator and area of the electrodes. Area of electrode is stainless steel. So thickness of separator, for example, 25 micron, which is equal to 0.0025 centimeter. And then area of the electrode, which is stainless steel, spacer is about 16 mm diameter. So we have to convert it into the area, which is pi r square and equal to 1.96 centimeter square. And the third thing we need is resistance of the separator. So resistance of the separator is R. As I told you, it's starting point of the resistance, and we can use this value using the same formula, L over RA. So if you insert the value, this is L, which is the thickness of the separator, divided by area of separator, R, which is 15, and then area of the electrode 1.96, and then it gives us the value like 8.47 multiplied 10 raised to power minus 5 Simon per centimeter square. So this is the way how we can calculate the ionic conductivity of a battery separator using Nyquist plots. Thank you very much.